All right. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for our existing family members, those who are returning. And listen, you may hear this, because we do this on Tuesday nights, but I'm going to tell you every day that I'm in this digi space, my vision gets stretched more and more and more. Welcome to our guests, those of you that are here for the first time. We're going to take about 75 minutes, 75, 80 minutes or so. So I want to make sure that you've blocked off all distractions, no texting, no Facebooking. If you do that stuff, you're just going to miss out. We've never seen anything like what we're seeing in this space, and we want to take our time. We don't want to swing around the chandeliers. We don't want emotion to rule the day. We want to make good, prudent choices based on solid information, and that's what we're going to share with you on this evening. I'll do my best to keep my instructor and teacher hat on and not to get up in the rafters and the chandeliers and what have you. We'll try to do our best to leave the marketing away and just give you extreme value. So our objective tonight is to reveal to you a believable path to you, regardless of where you stand right now financially, okay? To reveal to you a believable path to you becoming a Bitcoin, or what we like to refer to as Digi. So we like to refer to this whole Bitcoin, this whole cryptocurrency space. Often people refer to these digital currencies as cryptocurrencies. We like to refer to them as Digi, short for digital. All right, so to reveal to you a believable path to you becoming a Digi Millionaire, leveraging our 5-step Digi Millionaire roadmap. Our game plan is a 3 to 5 year game plan, although it is possible that that could even be accelerated, and that's what we're going to talk about on this evening. Now, again, clear off all distractions. Make sure that you're watching this on your best device. That may not be your phone. If you're on your phone, you might need to run over and get on your tablet or get on a computer or what have you. Again, we're going to give you about 75, 80 minutes of solid information. Here we go. Now, if you and I had known about this Bitcoin space back in 2010, and if we had invested a mere $100 in Bitcoin, and let's assume that we just forgot about it, and we came back 7 years later and we looked at Bitcoin, your Bitcoin holdings would be worth $75 million today. Now, actually, it says today, but this was back in May 23rd. This is of this year. This is when Bitcoin was going for about $2,200 a coin. We've seen it hit close to 5,000 a coin, and right now it's in the high 4,300s, low 4,400s. In a few moments, we'll go to the marketplace. We'll see what the price is, about $4,400. So this actual article was when Bitcoin was about half the price it is now. So if they were rewriting this article, it would say something to the effect of $100 invested in 2010 in Bitcoin, some 7.5 years ago, would be worth $150 million. I want that to sink in. Back then, Bitcoin was going for 3/10 of a penny. 3/10 of a penny, and now it's about $4,400 for a coin. Now, the first transaction in Bitcoin was someone exchanging 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 Papa John's pizzas. Well, if they had kept the 10,000 Bitcoins to now, that would be worth about $44 million. So this was a $44 million meal, probably the world's most expensive meal. I used to work at Papa John's a long time ago, and if I was a driver, but if you called in, by the way, tip your pizza driver, because they know the addresses that tip, and then the ones that tip, the drivers know, and if they're making the pizza, they'll put some extra cheese on there. They'll put some, how do I know? Because I was a driver for Papa John's. And I love the Papa John's pizzas, but it ain't worth $44 million. Boy, if only we had known back then. And we can't do anything about yesterday, but we can take that information and make some prudent choices today, tomorrow, and into the future. All right, so for my newbies that know little to nothing about Bitcoin, let's give you a little Bitcoin or Digi education. We'll call it Digi Basics. What in the heck is Bitcoin? Well, it's a form of digital currency. It's created and it's held electronically. Here's the key. Nobody owns it. Nobody controls it. So it can't be manipulated like US dollars are manipulated. When the Federal Reserve continues to print money, it lowers the value of the existing dollars. That's a price manipulation. Euro dollars can be printed. Well, no one controls it. No country controls it. No company controls it. It cannot be manipulated. And that's really, really key, because with Bitcoin, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins in existence. The laws of supply and demand say this, that when you have a limited supply, there'll only be 21 million Bitcoins ever in existence. There's about 16 million in existence now, so there will only be another 5 million to ever be created. The laws of supply and demand say this, economics say that when you have a limited supply, but you've got increasing demand, the prices of that asset over time will increase. And that is why Bitcoin is starting to become more popular even in the general population. All right. Now, why do retailers, why do companies, why do merchants perhaps even love Bitcoin? There's a couple reasons. Number one of the major expenses that companies have actually is related to people swiping that credit card. Somebody swipes that credit card, the merchant is charged a certain percentage of the sale, every sale. Well, with Bitcoin, the transaction fees are so much smaller than they are with MasterCard or Visa. Saves some companies millions, tens of millions, maybe even hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Another major solution that Bitcoin and other of these coins provide is chargeback and fraud risk. There was a company, I've been in the marketing arena since 1994. And actually, when I first got into the marketing arena, I had no idea what marketing was. I got into this space because my parents had gotten laid off. They had worked collectively for one company, Sears and Roebuck, for 59 years collectively. And they were in their 50s or so, and they saved a lot of money, but at the end of the day did not have a lot of money saved. Sounds like I'm talking out of two sides of my mouth, Colleen. Well, I'm not. What happened was they saved a lot of money, but they weren't saving it in places that would yield great rates of return. No one had taught them about, how to invest, where to invest, and things of that nature. So Robert, after 59 years collectively, though they saved a lot of money, every paycheck or what have you, over 59 years collectively, they didn't have a lot of money saved because it didn't grow much. And someone introduced me to investing in mutual funds and things of that nature. I went there, got my license in mutual funds. And so I've been in the marketing and the investment arena since 1994. I've traded in the stock market and the Forex market since 1999. Stock market in 99, Forex in 2003. Now, a few years ago, from a marketing standpoint, there was a company that came out, and I thought it was going to be a big hit in the home business arena, the network marketing MLM arena. They were essentially bringing an Amazon type approach to the home business arena. You paid a monthly subscription, small monthly subscription, and you'd go online and you'd be able to order all this kind of stuff, a lot of your non-perishable grocery items, what have you, it'd be shipped right to your door, and you got great pricing. And all of a sudden the company just went away. Couldn't figure out why the company just went away. The company went away, I found out later on, because they were targeted by some bad guys, bad guyettes, stole a lot of credit cards, made a lot of purchases, got a lot of products shipped, and then they charged back $11 million in chargebacks for a new startup company, and they just weren't able to survive it. One of the reasons that merchants love digital assets or digital currencies like Bitcoin is because it almost completely eliminates fraud and chargeback risk. Listen, when you are making a transaction with digital currencies, you better make sure that you're sending it to the right place and you know what you're getting and what have you, because you don't have a company you can call back and say, hey, I want to get a refund. That's not how Bitcoin works. So it eliminates one of the major risks that companies have, fraud risks, as well as chargeback risk. Now, we want to make sure, again, that we are being careful when we send our Bitcoin, where we're sending it, or what have you. Now, we love it, we being the users of digital assets, because we like, it's a lot more financial privacy than what you would normally have when you're doing your regular banking. But the big thing is you don't have to ask anybody's permission. Listen, if you all of a sudden decided that you wanted to start doing an fulfillment by Amazon business, and let's say you have some products that you want to source, send it to your fulfillment by Amazon store, and maybe you wanted to go to China to have your products made because it could be made cheaper there than it could be in the UK or the US or what have you. So now you have the invoice and you need to wire $10,000 to China for your products. Well, you might have an inquisition. I mean, you may feel like, oh my gosh, did I do something wrong? They just put me through the ringer because I'm simply wiring some funds to China. Well, you know what? You don't have to ask that permission. If you want, if that company dealt in Bitcoin, you could send them $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 in Bitcoin, and you wouldn't have to ask anybody's permission. So there's a number of reasons why users of Bitcoin love using Bitcoin and other digital assets, and why merchants love it as well. So there's a little Digi basics lesson right there. Okay, now let's get you on the road. Start your journey to Digi millionaireship, perhaps even multi-millionaireship. Now, they are saying that Bitcoin is going to hit a price of $250,000 perhaps as early as 2020 if the 7-year trend continues. Now, let me stop for just a moment, give you another Digi basics. You do not have to purchase a full coin. By the way, you'll never have a physical coin. This is all digital, okay? You do not have to purchase a full coin. If a coin right now is going for $4,400 a coin, you don't have to say, darn, I don't have $4,400. I can't get into Bitcoin. No. You know how U.S. dollars, for those of you in the U.S., you know this, or any of you that have used U.S. dollars across the globe, is denominated in 0.01. That represents 1 penny. So you don't have to do business in just dollars. You can do business in cents. 1 cent, 2 cents, 7 cents, so on and so forth. 0.01, 0.01. In Bitcoin, there are 8 numbers beyond that decimal. So it's 0.000000001. So you can own fractions of a fractions of a fractions of a fractions of a Bitcoin. Okay, so here's what Jameson Lopp, he's really big in this entire Digi space. He's a software engineer. He did a study, and he went back and he looked at, since 2010, every single day since 2010, to take a look at what the average daily price movement was on Bitcoin, positive or negative. And this is what he came up with. In 2010, on average, an average day, Bitcoin's price increased by 0.82% for the day. Now, I want that to sink in for just a moment. I want that to sink in. What would you make in your savings account or your certificate of depreciation? That's really what they should call CDs. All right. What would you make in your CD, your savings account, on an annual basis? It wouldn't be that much more than what you could have made on an average day in 2010. Now, obviously, there are days when Bitcoin was up far more than 0.82%. There were days when it was down, and down far more than 82%, but on average, 0.82% positive. To 2011, 2012, 2013, look at this. On average, 1.11% a day. So when I first got into this industry back in 1994, we were teaching people about mutual funds, and our top fund that we were promoting had averaged 18.4% for the previous 10 years. At 18% a year, your money would double every 4 years or so. Pretty good. All right. It's excellent in traditional investment terms. Here in 2013, your money, you would have made well over 365% for the year. You would have more than tripled your money in that 1 year if you had funds in Bitcoin. The only losing year was 2014. Every other year has been a positive year. If there was a mutual fund account out there, if there was a stock brokerage dude or dudette, and over a 7-year period, you'd only had 1 losing year, and you even had 1 year where you did well over 300%, that person would be on every major financial publication. Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, this Digi arena, we're seeing things we've never seen. And we've been, again, in some form of investment since 1994 and trading since 1999. Now, I want you to know that as powerful, as potent, as electric as Bitcoin is, it's just one of 3,000 plus currencies now. And there are a number of these currencies that are far outperforming Bitcoin. Now, in the stock market, you're used to hearing about a stock, and if you ever had a brokerage account, if you ever made a trade, or maybe you bought some Microsoft, they have, those assets have ticker symbols. So the ticker symbol for Microsoft is MSFT, or the ticker symbol for Facebook is F as in face, B as in book, FB. In the Digi space, there are also ticker symbols, and there's a number of assets, over 3,000 of these assets. BTC stands for Bitcoin. XRP stands for Ripple. ETH stands for Ethereum. LTC, Litecoin, XEM, a asset called NIM. And so let's take a look at a less than a 2-week period, about a 10-day, 11-day period between April the 30th of this year and May the 10th. And what you'll see is that Bitcoin increased by 34% in less than 2 weeks. I'm going to tell you why this is so important. Because a number of us, probably the majority of us, are behind on something. We may be behind on retirement. We may be behind on our children's college fund education. We may be behind on just a number of things that, life got in the way, and we intended to save, we intended to invest, we got started late, so on and so forth. We need some type of vehicle that's going to help us to compress time frames. What would normally take 30 years in traditional investing, we need that to happen in 3. What would normally take 10 years, we need that to happen in a year. Okay, and that's what we're seeing in this space. Bitcoin was up 34% in less than 10 days, but Ripple was up 238%. Litecoin was up 112% in less than 2 weeks. XLM, Stellar Lumens, was up 489%. Well, what the heck does that mean? Been a while since I've been in school. $1,000 in XLM in less than 2 weeks at 489% would have made $4,890 in profits. $1,000 in Steam in less than 2 weeks, 188%, would have made $1,880 in less than 2 weeks. So it's not just Bitcoin. And so this leads us to our roadmap. We've got a 5-step Digi Millionaire roadmap. Step number 1 is to participate in an automated Digi profit systems. We get our folks started with 2 automated Digi profit systems. You don't have to know a lot about Bitcoin. We guide you through how to set things up, and you could be earning Digi profits in as little as 24 hours. We'll get you started with 2, and ultimately you will increase your portfolio of automated Digi profit systems. Again, very simple way for you to start earning Digi profits in as little as 24 hours from now. Number 2, we're going to help you build a network of others that's going to hear the same messaging. All right, and very soon we'll have all this messaging on automatic pilot that will be accessed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we're going to help you build a network of others that hear this message and participate in these same auto Digi profit systems, but through your referral link. Now, we know that a lot of people are not good at recruiting and sponsoring and selling and marketing and all that other good stuff. And that's why we've got your back. You don't have to worry about the lead capture pages. You won't have to worry about the follow-up sequence, the video follow-up sequence that is going to share the message. And then as soon as someone clicks on a button, they go to your page and they join you versus joining me versus joining Martha. Okay, so we're going to help you build a network of others to participate in these auto digi profit systems, because you're going to earn commissions, and in some cases some massive commissions. You'll learn more about that. Okay. Step number 3, you've got to learn a little bit about Bitcoin. So we're going to, with our ongoing training and with our training portal, you'll be exposed to what we call Digi Basic training, where you say, oh, okay, it's that simple. I know how to set up and go from cash money into Digi in terms of getting into Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of these others. And I also know how to take Digi assets and convert it back to cash, spendable cash, if I need it. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to teach you how we trade. For those of you who want to learn, we'll teach you how we trade to build a coin portfolio. Your best way of becoming a Digi millionaire is by you developing and building your own coin portfolio. I'm going to prove that to you in just a few moments. And then over time, there's going to be a number of Digi opportunities that will come across our desk. Some of our existing members will share things that they've seen that we haven't. We'll look at a number of those opportunities. We'll vet them. Those that we believe have staying power, that we believe are legitimate, that we believe will be good for our audience, we'll share with our audience. We'll build some marketing around that to help you to promote that as well, so that not only do you diversify your own income streams, you're able to develop stronger income streams because of the marketing that we'll have in place for you. Okay, now our targets are a 3 to 5 year game plan to get you to Digi Millionaire status, but most people want to see something well before 3 to 5 years. So let's talk about some nearer term targets. Okay, we want to get you leveraging those couple of auto Digi profit systems. We're going to highlight those two on this evening. And with those, we want to get you building a meaningful monthly cash flow. Now, for some of you, that might be $500 a month, that might be $1,000 a month, that might be $2,000 a month. We're going to show you tonight how just one of those systems, we're going to actually use 2, how just one of those systems can help you in very short order start to build a meaningful monthly cash flow. But we don't want to just stop there. We don't want to just put money in your pocket and you go and pay some bills. All right. We want to grow assets. All right. So the other thing that we want to do here is we want to help you to build a monthly marketing budget. Now, the reason that most people who have tried some type of marketing have struggled is because they're not getting enough eyeballs to whatever it is that they're promoting. They don't have the right tools or resources. You'll have those tools or resources when you embrace everything that we're talking about. But here's a big thing is you've got to get eyeballs on your offer. Most people don't want to have to be dependent on talking to their friends and their family to try to grow a business. Most people, well, I won't say most, but a lot of people are probably in the NFL club. No friends or family left. Hey, give me a moment. Someone has said no sound. Can you guys hear me? Someone's saying it's no sound. I want to make sure I'm coming through. Okay, you can. Okay.
You're coming through. Yeah.
Okay, got you. Okay. All right, listen, if you are in the NFL club, no friends or family left, meaning you do not want to have to go and talk to your friends and family about another one of their deals. If that's you, put NFL in your questions box. If you are in the NFL club, I can't talk. When I log on Facebook, all my Facebook friends log off because they see me coming, and the last 17 things I told them, it didn't work. Okay, a lot of people, wish you could see this, a lot of people in the NFL club. So here's what you have to do if you're going to be successful in any type of marketing. You need a marketing budget. So you can do some advertising, get fresh eyeballs, people who don't know you, don't know that the last thing you tried, the last 23 things you tried didn't work out. And so you're going to be able to do that with what we're going to share with you on tonight. And then a monthly coin portfolio budget. Yesterday, the markets were down. Oh, it was a great time to go shopping. And so yesterday, what we did is there were some assets that we want to build a position in, or we want to build a larger position in. Guess what we did? We went shopping. And guess what happened today? Markets back up. So what we bought yesterday at a lower price is at a higher price today, increasing our portfolio. You want to get to that point where you've got a monthly coin portfolio. Okay? All right, so now with that being said, let's go to work. The first thing I want to show you, the first thing I want to prove to you is that developing a coin portfolio is by far your best, my best, our best option of becoming a Digi millionaire. Okay? All right, so let's go to work. We're going to go to a site that we use all of the time called coinmarketcap.com. Let me go and refresh the screen so we get the most up-to-date prices. Excuse me for coughing in your ear. Coinmarketcap.com. And you can see that Bitcoin is going for $4,392 a coin, just under 4,400. And today it's up 4%. It was down to, pretty decent amount on yesterday. Here's an asset, Ethereum, up 8% for the day. We see what happens in this space is far more volatile. So the highs are much higher, the lows are lower. We see large returns on a daily basis in most cases, okay? Large movements, I should say. Sometimes the market is down. But here's a big asset, Litecoin, up 12% for the day. You don't see in the stock market some of the top stocks up 4 and 5 and 6 and 7% a day. We routinely see that in the Digi space. Okay, I want to show you just how potent this space is. So we're going to take a look at Bitcoin real quickly. All right, we see that it is going for $43.92, $43.92.19. So I'm going to put this in my calculator. All right, $43.92.19. That is the current price. This is an aggregate price. You'll go to one exchange. It may be higher, it may be lower, but this is an average of prices right now. Now, I'm going to open up another tab, still at coinmarketcap.com. This is something you can do all on your own. I'm going to go in under where it says Tools. I'm going to go under where it says Historical Snapshots. And what this allows us to do, this is we'll get it out. This allows us to look back in time. What were prices a few days ago, a few weeks ago, a few months ago, a few years ago? We're going to look a year ago. All right, we want to see how much this one Digi asset, Bitcoin, has increased in value over the past year. So we're going to look at 2016. We're now into September. My, how time flies. And we want to find the closest correlation. Well, today is September the 5th in my part of the world. Let's go and look at September the 4th a year ago. Okay, so this is going to tell us what prices were a year ago. All right, so prices now, $43.92.19. Prices a year ago, $598.89. So let's do something here. Let's look at what our rate of return would have been had we known, and had we purchased, let's say, one Bitcoin back a year ago for $598.89 and just held on to it until today, where the price is $43.92.19. Well, this is how we would determine our profit. We would take what is going for right now, the prevailing price now, subtract out what we could have purchased it for this time last year, $598.89. This is going to let us know what our profit per coin would have been. $3,793.30 would have been your profit. Now think this through. If you had just under $600, $598.89 sitting in your savings account, your CD, what would it have been worth in a year's time? Probably just a tad over $600, not much more than that. This would have grown Bitcoin by $3,793.30. Now, if we take this and we divide it, our profit, by our starting price of $598.89, there's going to be an answer that's going to tell us what our rate of return would be. Now, some of us may not remember this. It's been a while. You would move your decimal 2 places to the right, and this tells you what your ROI, your rate of return, or rate return on investment, ROI, would have been. It would have been 633%. It would have been 633%. Here I was selling 18% a year mutual funds. In 4 years, your money would have doubled. Here, in a year, your money would have been more than 6 times what it was. Now let's put this in memory and let's play the what if game. What if we had $1,000 and we had invested that $1,000 in Bitcoin? A year later, it would be 6 times that, or it would have made, I should say, would have made 6 times that, or it would have made $6,333. I want that to sink in, okay? That's one Digi asset. So here's one of the things that we've been teaching our audience. We're starting a part of our service next week. We'll have a trading lab where we'll actually go into the markets. We've been trading since 1999 in some form or fashion, twice a week, and we'll actually look for great trading opportunities. Last night, for instance, maybe hopefully next week when we start that, we'll have a day like we had yesterday where there were plenty of opportunities to go shopping and buy some of these assets when they were on sale, when they were on a discount price. And then, today, the market's up on a number of those. Now, one of the things we've been saying is, hey, let's go through and let's look at some of these other assets. There's over 865 currencies on this site alone for us to go and do a little research and see maybe some that we want to have in our coin portfolio. Something caught our eye a few months ago. This was back in late May, early June. We saw in the top 20, all right, you can see here that they rank these assets by what they call market cap. Well, what's that? Market cap is simply you take the number of existing assets in the marketplace, circulating supply, the number of Bitcoins, for instance, 16.5 million Bitcoins in existence right now. You multiply it times the price of that asset, and that number gives you a market cap. So everything is based high to low in terms of market cap. Bitcoin has a $72 billion market cap. Ethereum has a $29 billion market cap, so on and so forth. All right, so there was an asset, we were going through doing some research, and there was an asset that caught our eye. At the time, it ranked between 18 and 21 on this site. It now is routinely in the top 15. And this asset is called BitConnect. And so we were going through, we were doing our research, and we right now you can see that BitConnect is going for $129.69. So we clicked on BitConnect, and now we got an updated pricing of $130.86. So let's put this in our calculator here. And I'm going to come down here where it says historical data. And then I'm going to come down to where it says all time. So we've been doing a little research, looking for assets other than Bitcoin that we might want to have in our longer term coin portfolio. Remember, that's the best way for you and I to become Digi millionaires. And we noticed that BitConnect was a fairly newer asset. It hit this site, CoinMarketCap, January 20th of this year. And it hit it at 16 cents. Well, now it's going for 130 bucks. So if we did the same math, hey, what's the prevailing price? Let's do that. All right, the prevailing price is $130.86. And if we subtract out the original price when it debuted on CoinMarketCap, which was 16 cents, all right, I'll do the whole thing, 162,671. All right, so this asset, if we had known about it and we had invested in it when it was 16 cents, based on its current price, it'd be up $130.69 profit per coin. That only costs 16 cents to get started. If we divide that by the starting price of the 16 cents, well, wait a minute. We got to move our decimal 2 places to the right. This is an 80,000% return. An 80,000% return since January, first month of the year, the 20th. We just went through August, so that's the 8 months, so that was 7 months. So we're talking 7.5 months or so. An 80,000% return. If we had $1,000 that we had invested in BitConnect coin, times that, our money would have grown 803 times, okay? $1,000 would have returned $803,000. Never seen any. Are you serious? This is absolutely mind-boggling. Now, I did this. I actually went through, and I meant to show this first. I actually went through a couple weeks ago. I'm going to do this, so probably by our next webinar next week, we would have done this with September's pricing. I actually went through the top 20 assets from the previous year, from August 14th of last year to August 15th of this year. Uh-oh. Give me a moment. And I looked at the top 20 assets. Bitcoin was up 625% for the previous 12 months. Ethereum was up 2,300%. Ripple was up 2,500%. And if you had put $1,000 into each of the top 20 coins from last year, right, $20,000. I know everybody doesn't have $20,000. The goal is to ultimately get you to the point where you've got a monthly coin portfolio budget. It may start off at a couple $100 in time, then it becomes $500 a month, then $1,000 a month, then $10,000 a month, and you're just building that coin portfolio. If you had put $1,000 times those 20 coins, $20,000, a year later, you'd have $263,000. And I thought this was impressive. And then I saw this one coin, BitConnect, because it was not on the big board a year ago. It only came into existence, I think, November of last year, and it hit the big board here in January. Well, it was very interesting when we started doing some research about this BitConnect coin. We found out that they have an auto DIGI platform. And so let's talk a little bit about that right now, because one of the things, our first of our 5 steps is to get you started with something that's simple, an auto DIGI platform where you can start earning DIGI profits in as little as 24 hours. And so here's how BitConnect works. It has its own DIGI asset, the BitConnect coin, but what you can actually do is you can get their coin and lend it back to them. They go out and they trade in the markets. You don't have to learn how to trade. Now, I'm going to want to teach you how to trade to build a coin portfolio if you will allow us. But you don't have to sit there and watch charts and what have you. And how about we start earning while you're learning, okay? And so what happens is they've got 4 tiers of lending. You're lending to them. So you can lend $100 to $1,000, and for that lend amount, whatever that lend amount happens to be, they use it for a period of 299 days. After the 299 days, you get your capital back, and you can re-lend it if you'd like. Excuse me, or you could put it all in your pocket or what have you. But as long as you have funds that are being lent to them, you earn a daily variable interest rate. Now, there are some days where the market didn't move that much and we didn't earn anything. But most of the times we're earning a variable interest rate. I'll show you how that works in just a few moments. Now, if you're going to lend $1,000, you really want to add at least another $10 to it, because if you do $1,010 to $5,000, you get the same daily variable interest rate as the $100 to $1,000 lend, whatever that happens to be. It varies from day to day, but you get an extra 0.10% daily return. That happens no matter what your variable interest rate happens to be. Plus, your capital is being used for 239 days, about 8 months. Then you get your capital back. If you want to re-lend it, you can, so on and so forth. $5,010 to $10,000. You get an additional bonus interest every single day for 179 days. At the end of the 179 days, about 6 months, you can re-lend it if you'd like. By the way, as you're earning your interest each day, you can withdraw that interest. All right, if you want to put that in your pocket, you can allow that interest to build to at least $10, and you can re-lend at the $10 range. Once you've done the first lend of at least $100, anytime you have at least $10 in interest or commissions, you can relend that, and that helps you to compound that even faster. And then $10,000 to $100,000 is the Grand Poobah. You get your capital back in 120 days, 4 months, and you get the biggest bang for your buck there. So I want to show you how this works real quickly. And keep in mind that this system is backed by a system, I should say, BitConnect. We can always check her out on a third-party website. Right now, she's got an $861 million market cap. She'll likely, in the next few weeks, hit $1 billion in market cap. And just to show you how powerful that is, if we go back a year ago, there were only 2 assets in all of the Digi space that had more than $800 million as a market cap. Only 2, Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let's show you how this works real quickly. Uh-oh, give me a moment. I've got to, bear with me. All right, so there's actually 2 auto Digi systems that we have our members starting off with, and then there'll be others as well. But this will get you a nice start being able to generate profits in as little as 24 hours. Now, let's go up. My computer's running slow. Act right. Okay. All right, so we can look at the last 5 days of interest. And the interest that we're paid on a daily basis has to do with how volatile the markets were. So on days where there was quite a bit of volatility, we'll get paid a higher variable interest rate, whether the market was up or down. And days where the market didn't really do that much, we won't make that much, okay? So you can see 0.9% variable interest a few days ago, 1.33%, so the markets were a little bit more volatile a couple of days leading up to this, 1.76%. All right, what was applied on September the 5th, and depending on where you are in the world, they're in Asia. So if you're in the US, for instance, they're probably going to be 12, 13, 14 hours ahead of you, okay? So we actually had no interest paid out because the markets weren't that volatile. But what's being paid out today, remember, their today may be, you know, well, if you're in the U.S., your today is their tomorrow, okay? Their today is already whatever. You get the point. 1.92%. And so that's going to be credited to everyone's account over the next 24 hours is 1.92% for the day. All right, so let me show you this real quickly. With this calculator, I'm going to look at the last 6 months average. So the last 6 months average has been 0.92% a day. So for instance, if you did, let's say, $1,000. Remember, don't do 1,000. Add 10 bucks to it. But I'm just doing this so you can see here. Okay. If you did $1,000, you would be lending your money for a period of 299 days. Okay. So every day that there's variable interest, you would get paid. Now, on average, it's been averaging 0.92% a day for the past 6 months. So in 10 months or so, your $1,000 without any compound effect, all right, without you reinvesting anything, would have made, if you hit the average, $2,750.80. Now compare that to what $1,000 would do in a savings account or mutual fund account, so on and so forth. All right, so at the end of 299 days, you'd get your $1,000 back, or $3,750.80 with your principal plus your interest. Now look at this if you just added that $10 to it, 1,010, okay? Big difference, because you get this extra 0.1% a day added on top of whatever your variable interest rate happened to be. Now actually, your capital would only be on hold for 239 days, and after those 239 days, that $1,010 would hit your account. You could take it out if you want to. You could relend it if you want to. You could do a combo. Maybe you take some out, maybe you reel in some, what have you. That's totally up to you. But once again, you can see this is pure profit, ladies and gentlemen. All right, this is pure profit. This is pure profit. Let's show you the $5,010 real quickly. 179 days. So in 6 months, $5,010. This is pure interest. We're not talking about building a team yet with commissions, which could certainly explode these numbers. We're not even talking about the compound effect. When you start looking at the compound effect, these numbers get really big really fast. Imagine taking $5,000 if you had it. By the way, I should have said this. Raise your right hand and agree that you will never hurt your family. This is our mantra. If you can't afford to invest it, if you can't afford to lose it, you can't afford to invest it. If you can't afford to lose it, you can't afford to invest it, okay? All right, so only put money at play that is risk capital. Don't hurt yourself, hurt your family. Imagine $5,000 making $10,000 in the next 6 months. That's the potential if we hit our average targets. And then 10,000, you know, we actually have some folks that look at this 10,000 mark and they say, okay, I want to get here because now I just bought myself an income. 120 days is your capital tie-up period. Okay, now look at this. Look at this. $10,000 making 14 grand in 4 months. Look at how this could work over a 30-day period for some people who say, hey, I want to buy an income. Over 30 days. Now your capital would actually be tied up for 120, but I just want to give you an idea of what a 30-day time frame could mean for you. You see why some people say, hey, I've got $10,000, it's not going to hurt my family. Let me buy $10,010. Let me buy me an income. All right, and whether you take out, 100% of that, or whether you take out a little bit of that, or what have you, that's totally on you. But I want to show you what we should be aiming towards, whether you've got $10,000 now that's free, or over time, work with us. Let us work with you to build the commission side so that ultimately you're at this point. And boy, you've got a system backed by over $800 million worth of value. I've been in this marketing arena for a long time. There's only a few companies in the marketing arena, in the network marketing arena, that do $1 billion in sales. And here in less than a year, by the way, they call me the lyrical miracle. And I don't know if you just caught that. That just rolled off my tongue, because here in less than a year, oh my gosh, I said I wasn't going to swing around the chandelier. Oh, did you hear that? Did you? Woo! I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. The lyrical miracle strikes again. All right. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've got a system here backed by a company that they're valued at over $861 million, and it just keeps going up. When we first started analyzing BitConnect late May, early June, the market cap at the time was about $325 million. And so it's not quite triple, but getting close to a tripling of market cap since late May, early June. All right. Now, the whole idea of these auto digi profit systems is to get you getting some confidence, seeing some profits on a daily basis, ultimately being able to have a meaningful monthly cash flow, a marketing budget, monthly marketing budget, and a monthly coin portfolio budget. Let me share with you, excuse me, let me share with you our companion system. So we get everyone started off with these first two systems. There's other systems when you come fully into what we're doing. Now, I don't have time to go over so much why this particular system, because of time. In time, you'll understand why we embrace. I just showed you a little bit about BitConnect because of the $800 million in backing. By the way, I will say this. There's no shortage of people online. There's no shortage of people in forums. There's no shortage of people on YouTube that were foo-fooey on both BitConnect and Control Finance. There were no shortage of people foo-fooing on Bitcoin. A lot of people said Bitcoin's not going to make it. Bitcoin's a scam. You don't have a physical coin. Yeah, okay. 7 years later, if you had $100 in the Bitcoin, you would be $150 million to the good. Okay. Now, so I just want to put that out there. You got to be careful when you go and you start doing your independent research, when you start seeing people just being the naysayers. You got to be careful of marketers who just tell you about all the great things. And you also have to be careful about the naysayers. A lot of times the naysayers out there are naysaying because they want to put themselves in front of an offer that has a lot of traffic. And they'll say stuff like, it's a scam or what have you. You click on to see, what they're talking about. And then they try to get you to go to some other site where they try to sell you something, or, hey, this is a scam, but come and join me over here. So just be careful when you are doing your research, okay? All right. Now, there's a reason why we promote Control Finance, and I don't have time. If I took you through that reason, we'd be here much longer than the 75 to 80 minutes that we promised. Hopefully by now, if you're new, you've captured our spirit. You know that we're not just some regular marketers or what have you, that we actually do due diligence and we dig as much as we can. Now, does that mean that everything that we ever share with our audience is going to work? No, as a matter of fact, I'll be honest with you. Most things that you will try in marketing are not going to work. But it's those ones that do that make up for all the ones that didn't, all right? But these two together work immensely well synergistically. Okay, so I'm going to, let's show you how this one works real quickly, okay? We're going to go to where it says investment offer. Now this one works a little bit different than BitConnect, okay? With BitConnect, for instance, the one that we just showed, at the end of a certain period, you get your capital back at the end of 299 days or 269 days, so on and so forth. Queen, by the way, if you would go on and get the spreadsheet ready, because we're going to come to you in just a few moments. The great thing about Control Finance is a person can get started as little as 10 bucks. BitConnect is a minimum of $100 to start. Control Finance is as little as $10 to start. So even if a person didn't have a lot of resources, they can still get started. Love that, okay? Now, if they have essentially 5 tiers of participation. If you're doing less than $300, starting at 10 but less than $300, you're going to get paid a set daily rate of 1%. Now, Control Finance, they have a trading team. They post their trading reports on a weekly basis. As you follow us, every couple of weeks, not every week, every couple of weeks we'll go through, we'll do a video on their trading reports so you start to understand what they're talking about. They're masterful. They're masterful. One of the reasons that we promote them is because they've issued some trade calls and they hit it spot on. So 1% daily. Now, you don't get your capital back in terms of at the end of a certain period you get your money back. You're actually getting a return of capital with your daily return. So that 1% daily includes your profits, and essentially you're getting capital back or a return of capital with the 1% daily, okay? Set daily rate, 7 days a week. Now, if you've got $300 in the system, all right, and that can be a cumulative effect. So let's say if you started off with $100 and you were in compounding mode, and maybe you got some commissions and you redeposited commissions, so on and so forth, and now your $100 is up to a $300 deposit. Well, now when that happens, instead of getting paid 1% a day, you're getting paid 1.1% a day. $1,000. Once you get to the $1,000 level, a lot of people will start there and beyond. Others will accrue their way there. Whenever you go at $999 on deposit, you're at 1.1%. The moment you hit 1,000, you're at 1.25% a day. 4,500, 1.4% a day. 10,000, 1.5% a day. Now, I don't have time to really cover the marketing side. Both BitConnect and Control Finance have a marketing structure I will tell you that Control Finance's marketing structure is so kick butt. So kick butt. You can make a lot of money with both, but Control Finance, really from a compensation standpoint, from a marketing building standpoint, is really, really, really kick butt. Don't have time to cover that today. This is what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to start off, we're going to give a scenario of a person that has $1,000 to get started with Control Finance. And they're going to compound their way for a few days, all right, less than 90 days. And then we're going to show you starting to take out half of your daily earnings. And we're not even going to factor in commissions. Queen, are you ready to show that to our audience?
I'm ready.
Good. All right, so how about you take controls?
Okay. I have it.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Okay, all right, so here's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Let's assume that we got started with $1,000, okay? Now, let's keep this in mind. Queen, do you mind, you might have to pause the screen for a moment. Do you mind bringing up a notepad or some type of Word doc? I want to remind people what our goal is here. And tell me when you have that.
I have it.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so Queen, let's remind them, if we put that on your screen. Queen, if we could put that on your screen. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gracious, okay.
My daughter is now doing, she's the lyrical miracle ed. She's finding those lyrical miracle moments. Okay, all right, so three things that we want to accomplish. All right, number
You
one.
guys made a game out of it, huh?
Yeah. Number one, we want a meaningful monthly income. So we want to help you, John, Mary, Susan, Kathy, we want to help you develop a meaningful monthly income. Now that's going to mean something different for everyone. Somebody, it might be $200 a month. Somebody else might be $500 a month. Somebody else, it might be $2,000. We're going to say 500 just for example purposes tonight. Meaningful monthly income, number two. The second thing we want, and 2 and 3, you can interchange them. We want a monthly marketing budget. The reason you've struggled, if you've struggled in marketing, recruiting, selling, what have you, has more to do with you not having the right tools and resources and not having enough traffic, not having enough advertising to get eyeballs on your offer. Well, we're going to help you not have to worry about the NFL club so that you have a monthly marketing budget. It might start off with $200-300 a month. It might go to $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $2,000, $4,000, $5,000, so on and so forth. And then number 3, and here's the key. You hear that? Did you hear that? Hear that? Right now, it's just starting to roll off my tongue. All right, a monthly coin portfolio budget. A monthly coin portfolio budget. So we're going to take Control Finance and show you an example. And we could do the same thing with BitConnect. It's just easier to do with Control Finance because they have a set daily interest rate and it's not variable. All right, so it makes it easier for us to do this on a spreadsheet. Okay, so Queen, let's go to the spreadsheet. Let's say somebody got started with $1,000. Let's put in today's date if we could.
Okay.
And what we're going to assume.
Today is the 5th, right?
Yes, September the 5th. Okay. Here's what we're going to assume. We're going to assume that right now you're still in the NFL club. Right now, nobody wants to hear anything from you. Or right now, you're just too scared to tell anybody because, you know, things haven't worked in the past. And so we're going to assume that you don't have anybody that you've referred. You're not getting any commissions right now. It's simply you and your $1,000 that was not going to hurt your family. You can afford to lose it because we don't invest in anything that we can't afford to lose. We're going to also assume that you are compounding. So every day that you get your earnings, you're essentially turning that back into the system, recapping that back into the system to start to build up your overall balance. All right, Queen, let's let's go and let's see how long does it take us. So let's look at real quick. Let's look at our make sure that we understand. In column B, that's the day. How many days from now? In column C, that is the amount that you've invested. In this case, we're going to say $1,000. In column D, that's going to be your interest from the system that you earned that day. Okay. So what we're going to do is in column C, that $12.50 you made after your 24 hours from the time that you made your $1,000, we're going to reinvest that. All right, we're going to recap that back into the system so that on the second day, we're earning on $1,000 $12.50 versus $1,000. So that means we earn a little bit more on day number 2, and we continue to do that. We continue to do that. Now, here's what we want to get to. Queen, I want to get to the point where in column D, we're earning about $33.33 a day. Let's see how long we have to go. 33. That 33.35 looks good to me. That's day 80. Okay. Now, just follow me. This is all just a scenario, okay, just to show you how this could work for you. If you got to this point and you said, okay, now I want to implement my withdrawal strategy where I'm going to withdraw out 50% of whatever my daily return happened to be, and I'm going to recap the other 50%. So this way I still have my balance growing, but I'm now starting to take out a daily income. And if I multiply that out over 30 days, what might that look like? All right, so in this example, if you were withdrawing out daily, all right, just at the 1668 rate, that would be $500 a month. So if someone said, I want a meaningful monthly income, an extra $500 a month, here's what just happened. $1,000, no monthly subscription as it relates to control finance. BitConnect doesn't have a monthly subscription either, okay? You allowed it to compound for less than 90 days, less than 3 months, 80 days. And when you got to the point where it was $33.33 or more, you said, okay, let me withdraw out half of that. Every single day you were drawing out half, and over a 30-day period, that amounts to $500 in that example. So we're starting that meaningful monthly income, okay? All right, so Queen, why don't we double this? Let's go down to where we're making about $67 a day. Let's see how long that takes us. Now keep in mind, you see on E, every day you're taking out, every day you're taking out, every day you're taking out, all right? And notice in E, the amount that you're taking out. Oh, woo! Did you hear that one? My gosh, can't help myself. Okay, the amount that you're taking out is increasing daily. So you've got a daily increasing income because with your withdrawal strategy, you said, well, I'm going to take out a good amount, but I'm going to allow more to go back into the system as well to grow that particular balance. Now, here you've got $1,009 over a 30-day period, or actually a little bit more than that, but let's say $1,000 here. Now, you don't have to do it this way, but we want to satisfy 3 things: meaningful monthly income, monthly marketing budget, monthly coin portfolio budget. What if you did this? What if with this $1,000 you kept putting the $500 in your pocket, date your spouse, free up some room financially, you know, breathe a little bit, pay off some debt, all right? Do something meaningful with the $500. You got another $500. What if you split that in half? I'm going to take $250 now. This is going to be for my coin portfolio for this month. I'm going to take $250 now, and this is going to be for my marketing budget. By the way, when you become a part of our system, very, very soon we're going to launch our advertising co-op. We've hired a search traffic agency. We're working behind the scenes to finalize our marketing with our capture pages and our follow-up sequences and what have you, and then they will start to turn traffic on. So you don't even have to know a lot about traffic. You don't have to know anything about traffic if you want to just piggyback on things like the advertising co-ops that we'll have for our audience. All right, so Queen, where are we? How long did that take us to get to that point Well, we were taking out $1,000 a month.
169 days.
All right, and what is that roughly? Is that
It's less than 6 months. 10
less
days.
than
It's
6
11
months?
days, less than 6 months.
All right, so look at what's been happening. $1,000, no monthly subscription as it relates to Control Finance or BitConnect. You started taking money out day 80 or 81, somewhere around there in this example, okay? And you've been taking money out every single day since day 80, all right? So now for another 80 plus days, you've been taking money out. Now you had $1,000 a month. You
Oh,
still
that's
have
been 80 days. Oh no, it's 80. I'm sorry. It's 80. It is 80 plus days. I'm sorry.
from when you originally, all right? Now you've got a monthly coin portfolio budget. Now you've got a monthly marketing budget. And that monthly marketing budget should accelerate everything else because marketing is just a matter of numbers. All right, Queen, let's double this again. Let's go to about $134 a day. In column D is what you're looking for, ladies and gentlemen, about $134 a day. All right, so we get there at day 256. Okay, now what this means now, and Queen will put that up on the calculator. Now at this point, keep in mind, you've been taking money out every day since day 81 or so, okay? $1,000 one time, no monthly subscription with Control Finance or BitConnect. Now you're at $2,000 a month. So what if we did this? What if at this point you said, okay, I'm gonna put $1,000 towards my family's budget. Now maybe you're paying a car payment. Maybe you're paying, some people may have a mortgage or rent for $1,000, all right? And the other 1,000, maybe you do half and half. 500 now in your monthly coin portfolio. 500 now in your marketing budget. Now you're starting to get a little more traffic coming to every, and by the way, you're getting traffic to what? What we're doing right now, all right, has already been recorded, and people will see exactly what we're doing right now. They'll be able to see it on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You just got to send some traffic there. And the best way to send traffic there is not to spend all your time on Facebook, is to simply buy it, buy the traffic, okay? Now all of a sudden you've got a budget to do so. All right, Queen, let's go, where were we? We were at what were we? We're at 134. All right, so let's double that. Let's go to 268. 268.
Okay. Well, this one's at day 256. It's just over 8 months that you got to a
just over 8 months, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay.
268.
268. Okay, so we're at day 349, less than a year. All right, and now let's see where we stand. If we and remember now, in this example, we've been withdrawing since day 80. Okay, now you're withdrawing $4,000 a month. Again, this is all you do whatever works for your family, all right? But what if at this point you said, okay, now I've got a $2,000 a month meaningful monthly budget for me and my family, okay? Certainly for many of you, that's a house note. Certainly for many of you, that's, at least a car payment or two. That's significant. Less than a year later, with a one-time $1,000 deposit, less than a year later, okay? But if you took the $4,000 and you put $2,000 in your pocket for you and your family, and now let's say you have $1,000 a month coin portfolio budget, $1,000 a month marketing budget, ladies and gentlemen, it's darn near impossible for you to have $1,000 a month marketing budget, getting traffic to professional lead capture pages, and not getting someone that's going to opt in, and then having a powerful 30-day video follow-up sequence where every day there's a video message that brings value to that audience about this space, and they ultimately, a percentage of people not ultimately join you, follow what we're doing, and now you're starting to get commissions. Because I want you to understand, for instance, when you were reinvesting, let's say $100 a day, Okay, you're withdrawing $100, but you're reinvesting $100 based on this. Let's say if you were doing the 50-50 plan, then that means that your sponsor was making anywhere from $5, 5% on the low end, to as much as $25, 25% on the high end every single day. Now let's flip that script. For every person that you refer to Control Finance, and they get to this point and they're reinvesting, let's say $100 a day. Well, Queen, at this level, you would be qualified to get a 25% daily residual income. So when they are doing $100 a day, you're making $25 a day. Queen, they're doing $100 a day or more every day on average, and over a 30-day period, Queen, you made $750 with one referral.
That's exactly right.
And Queen, we're just assuming that someone said, "Hey, let me start off with $1,000."
That's exactly
What about when someone does 4,500? When somebody does 10,000? Every now and then you'll go into your account and you say, "Whoa, woo, what was that?"
Yes.
Somebody just made a much bigger deposit than what we're talking about here. And as we start to round third, if you don't have $1,000, get started where you are, but look at that $1,000 as your minimum benchmark. Maybe I don't have $1,000. I get started with $10 or $100 or $50 or whatever. But now what I want to do is I want to add to it every time I have some extra money or get a pay period or what have you. Maybe I look at my bills and I say, you know what? I can cut some fat on this one and cut some fat on that one, and that frees up $50 a month. And I'm going to take that $50 and I'm going to add that to my Control Finance because I want to get to that $1,000 range, because I like that game plan that when I hit 1,000 in 80 days or so, I could be at $500 a month on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a track, and then gosh, in 6 months I could be at $1,000 a month. And maybe you're doing your control, maybe you're doing your coin portfolio, a little bit of that, and a little bit of marketing. And then what was it, 9 months, Queen? I think that the next one was like 9 months.
Oh, we didn't do that one.
$1,000.
$1,000 came at eight. I think. Well,
we did 2,000, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
But 8-9 months, something like that.
It was at day 256, which is it is at 8. Yeah, it's a little over 8 months.
Yeah. So you look at that. So in less than a year, think about where this could be in a year. And Queen, you know what? We hadn't even talked about what's happening with your BitConnect. What if you were doing both? You got your BitConnect and you've got your Control Finance. And maybe you were able to do 1,010 in BitConnect and 1,000 in Control Finance, whatever. All right, whatever works for you. And we've just been talking about you withdrawing out of Control Finance.
Exactly, but you're going your BitConnect too.
Yeah. And what's going to happen when you start to follow everything that we're doing is when someone joins you in BitConnect, that same person should also be joining you in Control Finance. When someone joins you in Control Finance, that same person should also join you in BitConnect. Queen, I'm going to take back the screen. I did it again. I did it again. You know, I don't want anyone to feel you know, because of all this talent that's just oozing out on tonight's webinar. And I hadn't even done any country music singing. My gosh, if I do that, if I do some Randy Travis, I'm going to love you forever. My gosh, I can't do that. Can't do it because I make some folks feel bad because of all this talent. How could the heavens give this dude so much talent? He's the lyrical miracle and he's the country singing mogul. My gosh. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here's what you want to do if you are visiting with us, okay? Here's what you want to do. You want to get back to the person who referred you. I'm going to give you 3 calls to action, okay? Get back to the person who referred you to tonight's webinar. Number 1, ask them for their BitConnect link. Ask them for their BitConnect link. You'll register with them for free, okay? You'll register with them for free. In a few moments, I'm going to show you how we're going to walk you through the process so that you can actually fund your BitConnect account and get rolling with that. But you're going to register with them for free. Number one, ask them for the BitConnect account. Number two, you're going to ask them for their Control Finance link. So the BitConnect referral link, their Control Finance link. Control Finance is what we just spent the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes going over with that, that scenario, okay? You're going to join them for free in Control Finance. And then number three, ask them for their CRB DIGI Millionaires link. Ask them for the CRB DIGI Millionaires link. Now, CRB DIGI Millionaires is our marketing and training portal. Now, we've been revamping this. It's a lot of content that we have just loaded. A lot of content is still to come. CRB DIGI Millionaires is our marketing and training portal. We typically we won't have it this Thursday because of some things we've got to get launched, but we typically have a Thursday night training where it's a Digi Basics as well as a Marketing Basics webinar. We record those. We post them in our CRB back office. Starting next week, we will start our trading labs in earnest. So those of you that maybe want to attend our trading labs, you'll find out more about that as well. As well as the big thing is we will be launching very soon our full-scale marketing. This is where you're going to have lead capture pages. You don't have to develop the capture pages if you don't have a capture page system right now. You're going to have a full-blown 30-day video follow-up sequence. One of the things that's so important in marketing is that you have a follow-up system. That's another reason why most people struggle. They don't have a good follow-up system. You're going to have a phenomenal one, probably the best you've ever seen once we launch that. That means when someone opts into your system, if they don't join you right away, that's okay. Oh my gosh, I did it again. If they don't join you right away, that's okay. Gosh, it just keeps happening. Because tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day, there's going to be another video message that's going to go out to them, approaching things from a different angle, but still the 5-step Digi Millionaire roadmap. At the end of, as they watch that particular video, there will always be a call to action button. If they click on that call to action button, they will be taken directly to your BitConnect site or your Control Finance site and your CRB Digi Millionaire site. Now, CRB Digi Millionaires, we give you a 7-day test drive for just $1. Thereafter, it's $30 a month. So out of everything that we've talked about tonight, we've talked about really 3 systems: BitConnect, Control Finance, CRB Digi Millionaires. 2 of those do not have a monthly subscription. One of those, the monthly subscription, is paltry. $1 for 7-day test drive and then $30 a month thereafter. Okay? All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to stop and we're going to have an optional Q&A. So if you have questions, this would be the time for you to put those in your questions box. And Queen's going to go through the questions and she's going to ask them and we're going to try to get you a good answer. So go on and put your questions in your questions box.
I completed my AWeber campaign today. Will I have to change anything when you update?
Yes, Huey. That the entire campaign is going to be different than what if you were loading up all those messages from previously. That was with the other offer. So yes, that they will need to be modified, my friend. I do apologize for that, but yes, you will need to make some modifications. We'll let you know when we're ready to load all those up. Okay.
Okay. Is it okay to join the paid trading lab at any time?
Yes. What's going to happen? If everything goes according to plan, we're in the final stages of just making sure that everything works the way it's supposed to in terms of the payments on those. We look to launch them next Tuesday, the paid trading labs, and then from there it will be, we'll do trading labs every Tuesday and Thursday night. So whenever a person is ready, they'll be able to join a trading lab. What we will suggest is that they watch some pre-training that we've already started to put into the CRB back office, so that they'll be familiar with some of the terminology and they'll know the platforms that we're using. How do you make a trade, for instance, on Poloniex is different than how you make a trade on Bittrex. If you're new, those are two exchanges that you trade these digi assets on. And so we want people to at least know those different nuances, so that when they come to the trading lab, we're not having to spend 15 or 20 minutes trying to catch people up. We can go, like last night, if we had had a trading lab last night, for instance, we would have gone directly into the market looking at some buy opportunities, because there were plenty of them on last night. If we were doing a trading lab tonight, there wouldn't be as many. I'm sorry?
It would be sell opportunities tonight.
Yeah. We'd be, it'd be selling opportunities. So even if we don't take trades because maybe the market is not giving us trades, you will get phenomenal value out of those labs. So yes, I think that was that Christine who asked it?
Well, basically, I mean, can you start at any time, or or should you be starting right now at the beginning? I'm guessing that's what she's asking, but I'm not sure.
Starting. Obviously, if you can start at the beginning, that'd be great. But see, what we're going to have, we will be recording those. Now, those recordings are only going to be available to our paid Trading Lab subscribers. So in your CRB back office, it'll be the same CRB back office. All right, but there's going to be a section for only those that are paid members of the Trading Lab, and you'll be able to access the recording trainings that we post after the labs. Now, we won't do this immediately, but I'm hoping in a couple of weeks, especially once we've got the marketing up and running, we'll ultimately have some type of instant messaging something. It might be through Facebook, it might be through Telegram or what have you, where what we will do is we'll post trades as we're making them. So if we happen to do a trade at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll post in that forum, hey, we just did this trade on this asset at this price, so on and so forth. That way, even if you're not around, but you come and you check out that post, you might actually be able to get that same asset at a cheaper price. Maybe if, we got something at 10 and it's now at 9.35, you might be able to get a better price than we did. Okay, next question.
In control finance, is the referral commission included in the daily interest?
Well, you get the the daily interest is something totally separate. Okay. Then if you have referrals and they make a deposit, even if it's coming from the interest that they made, then you would get a referral commission from that. And so what will likely happen in time is that you'll have people that you've referred, they've referred, so on and so forth, where you start earning daily residual income, assuming that people are doing some type of daily compounding. Most people, even when they start doing withdrawing, they like to see their balance growing, because they know if their balance is growing, then their daily earnings will also grow. And that creates a very addictive daily residual income for you. Okay?
But you're also giving yourself a raise every single day.
Every single day.
But I think the question basically is, where is it located when you see it? Okay, it's in your back office for transactions. You'll see.
We've got a demo account that we show.
Right.
Gosh, did you hear that?
Yes.
God, I can't help it. I can't help it.
You'll see all of each individual transaction you'll see under transactions for the day, but also when you go into your account, you'll see where you've earned all of your earnings in one spot, but you can see the individual transactions under transactions.
Okay. So here we go. This is our demo. Did it again. Doggone it, Claire. Transactions. And now with this particular account we set up just so we can show how it all works. We're not sending out any referral links on this account, so it's not getting any commissions. This is just pure daily earnings. And but if we were building a referral network with this particular position, you would also see it would say referral commission. So you would know the difference between a referral commission and where it says earning to Bitcoin. That's my daily earnings here, and then I redeposited those daily earnings. So what that means is the 7 people above this position got paid a commission. Gosh, did it again.
Yes.
All right. So really quickly, just so you can see the power of this, we set this up the end of July with $1,020, I believe it is. All right, and back then, July 28th, they did a deposit bonus, a 5% deposit bonus. So the active balance was $1,071. And you can see here it started off the next day $13.39, but we are compounding. So the next day was $13.56, and then the next day $13.73, and the next day $13.90, and now a little more than a month later, about a month and a week later, it's earning 20 some odd dollars a day. All right, no commissions, just doing what that spreadsheet was, just compounding. And once it gets to $33.35 a day, that would be a point that someone might say, okay, well, let me take out half of that, and that would put you on a $500 a month journey there. We're at $17.39 now. Next question.
How soon will the lead capture pages be ready?
Okay, great question. We have, let me show you what we have ready to go, and we did test it right before we came on. Last week we said there was a bug. That bug apparently is squashed. Let me show you real quickly. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right, so going into CRB here. So go into your CRB DIGI Millionaires, go in under My Web Pages. Now what we've done, we had a lot of other web capture pages for a previous offer. Since we're not promoting that offer, we did away with those. And right now you can go in under CRB DIGI Millionaire video capture pages. And we've got 4 capture pages for you here now. We'll be adding some more, but you've got 4 capture pages. All of these have a video. All right. Now, I will tell you this. They're not tied to an autoresponder right now. Okay? They're not tied to an autoresponder. That we're still working on. So if you have a third-party autoresponder, let's say like Aweber, we walk you through how to tie your third-party autoresponder, being Aweber, to these capture pages. You can go under Marketing Vault, under CRB Explained. The last video on the page shows you how to tie Aweber to the capture pages. Okay, so I wouldn't send out any of the capture pages unless I tie it to my third-party autoresponder. We're not ready for the internal autoresponder just yet. We're still working on those messages. Now let me show you where this is going to take your prospect, okay? And I'll show you if you just want to send them out the sales page. Maybe they're already in your email, or maybe you're talking with someone that you are familiar with on Facebook or what have you. Once they opt in, right now if they opt in, it'll take their information, but there's no follow-up sequence that immediately starts to work for you. So what's going to happen is once they opt in, they're going to be taken to this sales page here, CRB DIGI Millionaire sales page. Okay, and what this is a recorded webinar. It's what we just did. Okay, what we just did. What we just did, we recorded this maybe about 3 weeks or so ago. All right. So if you liked the information that we shared, this is exactly what people are going to get. Now, let me show you this. At some point, there's going to be a call to action button that's going to pop up. It doesn't pop up until we've provided sufficient enough value to now ask for the sale. In marketing, you want to make sure you give value first before you say, hey, come join me, come buy from me, or what have you. Once this button pops up, so a few moments ago I said, okay, here's what you need to do. You need to get back to the person who referred you and ask them, you know, for this and that and that, this. Well, with this, you don't have to do that. We're saying, hey, you're going to see a call to action button, go on and click here. When your prospect clicks on the get started here, it's going to take them to this get started page, which you should have your information loaded in. So let me bring up the get started page real quickly. Let's make sure that's the right one. Yep, that's it. Yep. Okay. So we've got the capture page. If you don't have an autoresponder, third-party autoresponder, don't use the capture pages yet. However, you can use the sales page. You'll find it under My Web Pages, and right here is CRB DIGI Millionaire sales page. We will add other sales pages, but right now this is the recorded webinar. Towards the end of the webinar, that call to action button pops up. When they click on that call to action button, it's going to take them to this page here. Okay, and we're giving them the call to action. Join our flagship, that's BitConnect. Our companion, that's Control Finance. Take our test drive, that's right here. Now, for those of you in CRB, you need to do this. Make sure you've done this, okay? Make sure under My Personal Profile, make sure that you have put in your BitConnect link, or the system won't work for you. The system is looking for your link. When someone clicks on and they say, okay, I want to join BitConnect, we want them to join you, okay? But you got to put your BitConnect link back here, put your Control Finance link back here, so that when it says step 2, join our companion system, Control Finance, they are taken to your Control Finance. We tested this afternoon. Queen, I tested it with your links. I want to make sure it worked, and sure enough,
it worked.
When I went there, it worked. I went to your what you have for BitConnect. I went to your Control Finance. It worked perfectly. Okay. All right. So that's available now. Give us a couple of more weeks, and we should have the autoresponders ready to go. Lastly, if you're in CRB, you've added your BitConnect link, you've added your Control Finance link, okay? If you have someone, maybe they've already come to the webinars or they've seen enough information, and you want to just send them one link where they can join you in BitConnect, join you in Control Finance, join you in CRB, this would be the link right here. You can send them this right here under my personal profile, my personal info, and it's going to take them to the same getting started page. So now this getting started page, it has 3 steps. Join you in BitConnect, join you in Control Finance, join you in CRB. Okay?
Okay, last question, and this a 2-parter. Oh. Is the DIGI Millionaire?
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Is the DIGI Millionaire co-op that is starting tomorrow the last one?
No, it's not. No, it's not. And I'm glad they asked that. So our next DMC co-op starts tomorrow. So those of you who've already sent in your funds, that will get started tomorrow. The game plan is to get you a video report on or before Monday, September. I think that's September the 11th.
Yeah.
So on or before Monday, those of you who are part of this particular co-op, you should get a video report. Now, we have a number of people that are still, they secured their spot with a down payment with the Digi Millionaire Co-op, and they're working things out, you know, to fully fund the Digi Millionaire Co-op. Once that group is done, and it may be in a couple stages there, co-ops are going to be over because we are basically at the point where we've got all the shares. Now, I did say that I've got to go through, which I haven't had the time to do yet. Some people made some commitments that haven't followed through. So I've got to go through and see who still continues to follow through and who hasn't. But you got to put your money where your mouth is. All right. You know, if you're not ready for the full share, hit us, give us a support ticket. Support ticket system is back up and running, by the way. It was down while they was doing some things in the background, but it's back up and running. Send us a support ticket. Hey, I want to be in a Digi Millionaire Co-op. I don't quite have all the funds, and we'll have a back and forth conversation on how you secure your spot. Okay, but we're just about finished. We're just about finished. So you need to make your intentions made known. Once we've got all the shares done and they're just about finished, then we won't ever talk about the Digi Millionaire Co-op from a promotional standpoint again. We'll just deal with those that are in the co-op. Okay.
Okay, so what is the difference between the Digi Millionaire Co-op and the training lab? The trading lab. Trading lab.
Okay. Well, okay. A huge difference. Those are two totally different things there. What I would have you to do if you're in CRB is go in under Webinar Vault Digi Millionaire Co-op, okay, and watch that video. In a nutshell, what we're doing with the co-op is we co-op some funds, okay. Remember, I have a background in trading and all this other good stuff, and so what we're doing is we're leveraging our two Digi systems at a higher level than what a lot of people could do on their own, but we're taking out profits immediately to start building a coin portfolio. And so we're using some of our, things that we know about trading, as well as the fact, as we are immersing ourselves in this space, we're quick studies, all right? We learn quickly. All right, as we are immersing ourselves in the space, we are learning so much that we can apply towards the co-ops. For instance, the co-ops just recently did our first ICO, which is initial coin offering. The thing is that particular ICO we did had required some minimums. So a person on their own, maybe they would have had the resources or maybe not. The fact that we were able to do a co-op made it easy for us to hit those particular minimums. We've got a few ICOs on the list that we'll be looking at, seeing if we can get into a few others. But we're really concentrating on leveraging our AutoDigi platforms to immediately start to withdraw, because we've got larger funds now, to immediately start to withdraw and start building coin portfolio. So for I think it was yesterday, for the co-ops, yesterday, maybe the day before, when we started to see the market go down, there were some decent buy opportunities. I know with one of the co-ops, we were able to get into Stratus, which has, Stratus has kicked the butt of Bitcoin Queen. I forget what it's up. It's up some gargantuan amount, but it was down a nice amount yesterday. So we got into some Stratus.
There was quite a few were down a lot yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, it was beautiful.
I got in a couple myself.
I was hoping for another couple down days.
Well, there's been down since Saturday.
No, I want it like down.
Well, it was on a downward thing since Saturday, and so yesterday was Sunday and yesterday were probably the better buy days than Saturday was, but it was on its way.
I wanted one of those July down
Oh well,
5%.
I don't know who's gonna get all of that because they're working. I mean, because everybody's working these currencies now.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to enjoy what you can get
Yeah.
when you can get it.
Yeah. So yesterday was a beautiful day. It was all red. It was a sea of red. It was the Red Sea. That was beautiful. All right. Okay. All right. Some people are asking about the co-op. Hey, go back here in your CRB back office and make sure you watch the co-op video. Somebody was asking, well, how much is it to be a part of the co-op? I don't want to tell you that until you've seen the value. And just talking about it for 2 minutes doesn't give you the value. Okay. So time's up. Okay. All right. Love each and every one of you. Oh, Thursday night, no webinar on Thursday night, none whatsoever. So we can focus on getting the Trading Labs launched next week, and we can focus on working on the email series so we can get the marketing up and running this month. Okay. So no webinar on Thursday. How
will we know when to pay for the Trading Labs?
You're in the email. Yeah,
yes.
You're in the email system, so we will definitely send out an email. Once we know that all that's working, we'll let you know. By the way, it's going to be cool, Queen, because you'll be able to be paid in Bitcoin when you make your purchase, because we're paying a 50% commission out to the field. Queen, you'll be able to determine if you want to accept Bitcoin or Litecoin or.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a video I've got to put in. I'll have this in by Thursday. One thing I just found out that I've got to get you to set that up in your Coin Payments account.
Okay.
But it's real simple, and you can say, hey, I'll take Bitcoin or Litecoin or Ethereum or what have you. And it goes straight, it's cool. It goes straight to your wallet inside of Coin Payments, and then you can send that wherever you want to send it. Really cool system. Cool system. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours, Queen. Every day can be what, Queen?
It could be payday, Doc.
All right. Good night, everyone. Love you guys.
Good night, everyone.